Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. Now, in a universe somewhere out there, you've already heard this review. In an alternative parallel timeline, you've had the MP3 or seen the YouTube video on Vimeo or seen a link somewhere or even something on Twitter saying that I've already reviewed this. But of course you haven't, have you? Because what happened is that in this timeline, my battery failed on my recorder, I kept talking, and then when I went back to review the files, everything else was there. The interview with Jenny T. Colgan, all of the book reviews, the stuff about Dracula, the stuff about the Jigsaw War, all of those files were there. But my review of Gallifrey, Series 8, Enemy Lines, was missing. Taken up in a time storm and ending up in some sort of milkshake. You understand completely. So when I came to edit it wasn't there. So then in timeline number 2, I sat down to record yet another review. Looking at my original notes and feeling the same level of passion for the story, I went for it. And then I checked my recorder and the little red LED was not there. I cannot wait for the money to come in from my accident, thus allowing me to buy a new recorder. Perhaps I should get myself something slightly better than an H1. It has fared me very well, but it is now beginning to, fail quite regularly. Perhaps a Yeti, Snowball, or something more portable. Well, that's a conversation for another time and something that would bore most people rigid. So, and now, in timeline number 3, with the red LED still on, I can now talk about Gallifrey. Because, oh yes, if ever there was a story that involved alternative timelines and was legitimately allowed to use the phrase timey and indeed wimey, this is it. Let's face it, Gallifrey is basically the West Wing with time travel. It's got the political ramifications, the people shifting, wanting power of any of the great houses. It's I, Claudius, without all that gratuitous. And yet, it's simply wonderful. People have often said, why bother with Gallifrey? It's just a lot of people in big hats arguing. Well, it's not, for a start. And clearly the sort of people who say that sort of thing haven't seen or indeed heard any of the Gallifreys. Now, if you remember back, your last Gallifrey outing involved a slight distant future, not that distant, with an alternative Romana, played by Juliet Landau. Oh yes, Drusilla from Buffy. Remarkably good as Romana, but still you caught yourself going, she's not quite Lala Ward, but that's fine, she's not meant to be. And it had Ace all trying to defeat the rise of Omega and the destruction of Gallifrey. This story takes place before that. It has the old Romana. It has Brax from that storyline turning up to try and alter things or not. Yes, because anything else, any more statements like that, are spoilers. And I'm not going to deprive you from this 3-disc, 6-episode epic. It's soul-destroying. There are characters who may or may not make it out of this alive, and trust me, all bets are off. A great addition, however, is Celia Imrie. Yes, she's getting everywhere and clearly enjoys her time on Gallifrey. She's appeared in Tom Baker's story this month already, but here she is playing, I can't even tell you that. There are strange ancient legends, the sort of thing that turned up in the Virgin novelizations, and we lapped it up then just as much as we do now. I can't tell you what happens in this story, but I can tell you that this is one of my favourite releases for some time. And I'm tired of saying that, because Gallifrey is just brilliant. Big Finish's output of late has been spectacularly good. So I'll let you get back, and hopefully this recording will make it through the time wall all the way to your ears. So until next time, when I'm sure I'll be talking about Doctor Who, or even my nomination for a Parsec Award. Be seeing you.
Leela, get in, now!
But how are you here?
Never mind that, I'll explain everything once we're back.
Back? Back where?
Gallifrey!
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Gallifrey, Enemy Lines.
The universe is shaped by the decisions that we make, each and every one of us. What then might happen if an entire reality is denied?
The Celestial Intervention Agency has investigated the causes of the current conflict.
Conflict? What conflict?
And concluded that these events began with Agent Ace's participation in the Omega plot.
The ripples spread out from that single choice, becoming waves that soon will crash upon the distant shore.
Our laws allow an acting president to make any decision that is vital for the well-being of Gallifrey.
Life, as we know it, cannot be.
You think I should resign?
Well, no reason to look quite so offended by the idea.
And death is always around the corner.
Targeting time torpedoes.
Novin?
I'm sorry, Ace.
Fire!
My work has only just begun.
Big Finish. We love stories.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.